Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rushing, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Here with a quick little live stream, quick little video for you guys and gals to break down. We've got Pat McAfee and Dan Orlovsky talking about Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears passing attack. We're also going to dive into some of the numbers. We did a deep dive, extensive deep dive earlier today on the Chicago Bears' strength of their offense, which is their running game, against the Packers' run defense in terms of rankings. On the backside of this video, after we hear Dan Orlovsky talk about some of the struggles with the Chicago Bears passing game, we're going to talk about where their passing game ranks and where the Packers passing defense ranks, kind of give you guys an idea of how they're going to match up here on Sunday afternoon. Before we do, if you guys would do that YouTube stuff for me, hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your day. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're fans just like you talking Packers on the daily. So if you look for that type of content, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and click that bell icon so you're notified when we do go live, like here at 6 p.m. Central. We're going to be going live for PTA, and that's Packers Total Access. We will have Tim in-house with us live in Green Bay. We'll have our boy Emilio joining us down here from Tennessee, and we're going to do a deep dive on Packers versus Bears. It's already Thursday. Game day is a blink away. We're going to dive into all of the PFF preview, our offense against their defense and vice versa. We'll give you the latest point spread. We'll talk about how the quarterbacks match up. Specifically, it's going to be a good time. So again, make sure you hit subscribe and click that bell icon so you're notified when we do hit go live here in a little bit. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about Dan Orlovsky and Pat McAfee on the Pat McAfee Show talking about Caleb Williams in this passing game. Now, I want to go back to yesterday a bit, okay? This video or this audio I'm going to be playing for you guys from the McAfee Show today. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, Pat and the guys, they just kind of made it tongue in cheek, the EPA, the completion percentage over expected. They started referring to them as fake stats, right? Well, now it seems like all of a sudden, since Himbo is sending these numbers over to Pat, like, hey, Caleb been playing like cheeks, right? Now he's starting to come around to the fact, okay, maybe, why does it seem like he's playing so well? You'll hear Todd Schmidt in this audio talk about, well, that's because every time I turn on Red Zone channel, you see Caleb Williams throwing a touchdown. So again, the box score watchers, the guys who are, just catching the highlights, you look up and go, Caleb's having a great year. But when you look on a per play basis and where they actually rank and where his adjusted completion percentage is and just how inaccurate he's been, plus Dan Orlovsky is going to talk about some of the timing issues here with the Bears offense as well. And again, we normally wouldn't do this extensive of a deep dive into another team's passing game or just game in general, but this is the opponent coming up for the Packers, and we're talking about exploiting their weaknesses, trying to find out what their strengths are, make sure we limit the damage they do there, which is their running game. Their passing game, not so much. It doesn't mean they can't put it together on Sunday, but let's hear what Dan Orlovsky and Pat McAfee and the guys have to say. As always, guys, there may be some language here, so if you got kids in the room, be prepared for that. Be ready to earmuff it. I believe it's clean, but again, you know how these guys are, man. They could let an F-bomb fly at any moment. So here we go. Here's Dan Orlovsky and Pat McAfee talking about the Chicago Bears passing offense. We'll pause a couple times throughout, just give my take on it as well. Here we go.
Believe that they can go on a Super Bowl run. I would be shocked if the Super Bowl representative from the NFC is not either the Los Angeles Rams or the Seattle Seahawks. I think those two teams are clearly the best teams in the NFC right now. Green Bay probably a blink below them.
What about the Bears?
I think that
All right, so you heard that, right? What about the Bears? He's talking about the top teams in the NFC. We've listed our power rankings. We showed other people's power rankings online. We've shown the Vegas odds of who's got the best odds of going to the Super Bowl, right? And the Bears are nowhere toward the top. Doesn't mean they can't go on a run, but again, everybody's kind of, well, why ain't the Bears up there? They're the number one seed. We'll explain here.
What about the Bears?
So one seed.
You don't go on a Super Bowl run with that pass game right now. The pass game's improved to what it was.
You don't go on a Super Bowl run with that passing game. It's improved, but it's not where you need to win a Super Bowl.
Last year, but you don't.
Right.
It's the best run game or one of the best run games in football, but pass game wise, it's just not good enough to go on the Super Bowl run.
Got it. I understand what you're saying. I don't have any more arguments against what you said there because these stats are alarming. And
again, he's got the stats on the screen when he says these stats are alarming. He was so surprised the other day that these numbers are just magically popping up coming in from Himbo Stats. Caleb Williams' accuracy woes ranked 33rd. Ranked 33. Here are the qualifiers. 22.1 off-target percentage. That's 32nd in the league. Again, he's off-target 22% of the time. 58.1 completion percentage. That's 33rd in the league. Minus 8.5% CPOE. Again, minus 8.5 CPOE, completion percentage over expected. That's ranked 33rd. These are the stats they were saying were fake stats just the other day. Now they're hearing it from multiple people, how the Chicago Bears passing game is struggling, including their head coach. So here we go.
Just watching the Bears games in one of the quad boxes, okay, not watching every single snap and like kind of paying attention. And you're just seeing the Bears have this run that they're having. And it's like
I only see Caleb throw touchdown passes.
That's the red zone. That's the red zone effect.
That is right. They need to stop with what they're doing. With what they're doing. I can't be doing that anymore. Don't ruin.
They had 2 minutes of commercial.
The thing,
kidding me?
Yeah, 2 minutes. Too much, you say. 2 minutes. I'm not diving into it all. But Caleb Williams, I just have been assuming that he's been doing incredible stuff. Had the game winner where he gets the edge against the Giants, I think, a couple weeks.
Where he gets the edge running the football. Like we've said all year long, this guy is an elite scrambling quarterback, right? When he's got the ball in his hands, that's the dude that, I mean, he can make chicken salad out of chicken, you know what. That is his superpower at this point in his career. There's no doubt about that. But again, you see that highlight, oh, he's on fire. You don't see all the passes in between.
Back. Yeah. And then he has all these incredible throws and everything like that. And then the stats start coming out. Yeah. And then you hear Coach Ben Johnson say, like, hey, we're winning in spite of our pass game. I'm like, I don't know. I've seen
that's a head coach comment. We're winning in spite of our passing game.
Things great pass game.
Explosive.
And then the stats start coming out, and it's like, oh, I guess on a play-to-play basis, he's just still not there yet. You know, like the timing of offense and being on time and hitting just like classic slant here, classic stop, like classic, those throws still not hitting at a majority of a clip. Is that what you're saying? And what are these stats are saying?
Yeah. And it's all 11 of their offense in the pass game taking part. I would tell you it's route discipline, ball location.
Here comes Dan Orlovsky, the former quarterback. And this is usually where Dano, Ben Kurt Warner, all of the quarterbacks way better at breaking down the game than this guy right here on your screen will ever be, right? They've forgotten more about football than I'll ever know. But you can almost always count on the former quarterbacks to explain why it's not necessarily the quarterback's fault. Let's continue.
There's an incompletion that he has to the right sideline against Philly, which is a deep out to DJ Moore. And I think it encapsulates their pass game because you see a throw as the end result and you go, gosh, Caleb, that ball's 2 yards behind DJ Moore. And I would sit here and tell you, well, when the ball leaves Caleb's hands, DJ goes like 6 more yards into his route. There's no way that should be the case. So is it Caleb's drops just a fraction too fast? Should he hold it and take another hitch? Does DJ go one revolution too much in his route? And I
have a hard time believing DJ Moore, who is, I think, a really, really good wide receiver, is the one who makes the mistake. And he's not saying that's the case. He's just kind of laying out what could potentially be the issues. We have seen over and over and over Caleb Williams not play on time. We've seen Caleb hold the ball too long. So to me, I think the answer is pretty evident there.
It therefore ends up deep, and therefore, because the ball is out of the quarterback's hands so quickly, is a missed throw rather than a completion. And so I think that they're still searching for the everybody being on the same page, details of the timing of the pass game, receivers. You know, I grew up with Mike Martz as a coach of mine, and he was notorious for saying as a receiver, be where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there, never fool the quarterback. And it looks like at times that receiving corps is still searching to get that, and Caleb's trying to be on the same page as well. So he's improved. He's been clutch. He's made plays, has created way less problems for himself than he did last year. But the pass game still leaves a lot to be desired.
Okay, and that's
all right. So again, I agree with everything he said there at the end. They have improved, and that's where you got to tip your cap to Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's done one hell of a job with Caleb Williams as they continue to kind of move forward with this new regime, this new coaching staff, and kind of putting Caleb in a position where he could potentially be successful. I think they've done a really, really good job with that. There's no doubt. But again, at the end of the day, what's holding you back? It is your passing game. Let me pop a little PFF stat up for you guys. It may be hard to read. I'll explain what it is that we're looking at here, and then we'll get to the chat a little bit as well. So when you look at, and the numbers are going to be small, but you see I got it sorted by adjusted completion percentage, okay? So again, that's when you remove the noise, you remove the spikes, when they'll try to stop the clock, right? That counts as an incompletion. We'll remove that, right? I think it actually removes throwaways as well. It'll remove drop passes, all that type of stuff, right? Like if he gets hit as he's letting the ball go, right? They'll wash that out as well. Well, his adjusted completion percentage, you got to go down the list pretty darn far to find our boy Caleb Williams, 69.6% adjusted completion percentage, guys. That is 42nd best in the league. That's minimum 50 dropbacks. So all the quarterbacks on this list that are ahead of him have a higher adjusted completion percentage, and they have at least 50 dropbacks. And you can see most of them have played significant snaps, right? 191, 138, 446, 482, 317, on and on and on, right? I mean, you see players like Spencer Rattler with a 75.6 adjusted completion percentage. People are writing Tua Tagovailoa that's gotten a big contract here recently as well, right? He's in the number 21 spot. Caleb is all the way into the 40s in that regard. I mean, look at some of these. Mason Rudolph is 80.9% adjusted completion percentage with 56 dropbacks. Again, and now where's Jordan Love at on this list? He's 6th at 78.6. So again, is there some stuff in the offense that's a little bit off? Absolutely, there is. Is it every bit of it Caleb? No. But this idea that Caleb is just playing lights out, and I got to be honest with you, man, it's refreshing to actually hear people like Pat McAfee and them actually realize, oh crap, maybe he's not been as good as we thought he was, right? And that's really what it comes down to, is just understanding what are we actually watching, what are we actually paying attention to. Doug in the chat says Caleb needs to improve his reads and throwing accuracy. It's been observed that he tends to run if his first route read is not available. No check down, no safety valve, tends to take off. Completely agree. It's either that, or he looks to make people miss in the pocket. He takes his eyes away from downfield and focuses on the pass rush, and that really does set the whole timing of the offense off as well. So that's definitely one of the problems. And the thing is, you've seen that in college too. However, in college, it's a lot easier to overcome that than in a league as competitive and as skilled as the National Football League is, right? So just something else that kind of comes into play here. Now let's look at their team statistics from a passing standpoint. Where do the Bears rank? We talked about their running game as top 5, right? They're a top 5 running game in terms of yards per carry. Now we talked about the Packers run defense is top 5, so it kind of washes out. That should be a matchup that the Packers should be able to handle their running game, although you may have to allocate some extra resources. I don't think their running game, they definitely don't have a better running back than Jahmyr Gibbs, who we just shut down. However, they've got a two-headed monster in Monangai and obviously DeAndre Swift. But when you look at their rushing or their passing game, let's switch over to there, right? The Chicago Bears are ranked 16th. They're tied for 16th at 6.9 yards per pass attempt against 16th. So they're the middle of the pack with their yards per pass attempt. Their quarterback is ranking in the 40s in adjusted completion percentage. That tells me that maybe the passing game, the problem is more on Caleb Williams than it is on the receivers or the pass protection or the backs or the chips, all that stuff, right? And I think Colston Loveland is showing that he can be a very good, maybe even great tight end as he gets a little further into his career. So again, that's where Chicago's passing game ranks, is in the number 16 spot. Where do the Packers passing defense rank? Where are they sitting at? As you dive into this, they are currently, get that ad off the screen, the Packers pass defense is currently ranked 4th at 5.7 yards per pass attempt allowed. So again, when you do the breakdown here and you look at the Bears, who has the advantage in the running game? Well, we haven't even talked about the Bears defense extensively yet. We'll do that tonight. They're ranked bottom 5 in every category. Passing yards per pass attempt, yards per carry allowed. They're bottom 5 typically in both of those, right? Now, turnover margin, we've talked about that. They have a league high at turnover margin. They're doing better than anyone at taking the ball away and protecting the football. That's how they're winning these close games. But again, when you look at the passing game, who has the advantage in the passing game in terms of our defense against the Chicago Bears passing offense? It's not even close. Green Bay has the advantage there. It's Micah Parsons getting after the quarterback. It's Rashawn Gary playing steady. It has been Devontae Wyatt. We'll see how much he affects the game plan. You've got great stackbacker play in Isaiah McDuffie and Edgerrin Cooper. Isaiah McDuffie, guys, I don't think people realize how good he's playing. It's really, really wild when you look at his run stop ratio right now, or his run stop rate, I should say. Comparatively speaking to like somebody like Quay Walker, it's really wild how much better he's playing than those guys. We may potentially get Quay back this week as well. Another big key component here in terms of stopping the run and the pass is Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams on the backside. They're both playing really, really solid run defense and pass defense as well. So again, when you look at the passing game breakdown here, it looks like the Green Bay Packers have the advantage against the Bears passing offense. It's kind of a push in the run defense. What it's going to come down to, guys, we have the advantage offense against their defense, but you got to protect the football. That's going to be the key to this ball game on Sunday, is protecting the football. And not even necessarily taking the ball away from Chicago. If you don't give them one turnover, if you don't give them any giveaways, and it's just 0-0 giveaways, turnover battle, the Packers are going to win this ball game. I feel comfortable saying that. If you give them one, just a +1, don't be surprised if we look up in the fourth quarter and the Packers are trying to claw back into this thing. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how everything unfolds. Andy Dubs in the chat, I hope they give McDuffie more snaps this game. Yeah, he's been getting pretty much the max amount of snaps, Andy, out there with Edgerrin Cooper. And I think I'm officially there. I want to talk to the guys about it because the numbers are just overwhelming that McDuffie has played significantly better than Quay Walker. In some cases, you could say he's played better than Edgerrin Cooper. He's got a higher PFF grade. His run stop rate, I don't know if it's quite as high as Cooper. It's definitely higher than Quay Walker's, significantly higher than Quay Walker's. Pass defense, we'd have to kind of look into everything a little bit deeper tonight. Maybe we'll break into that here at 6 p.m. Central for PTA Live. So, but I'm with you, man. Put McDuffie out there until he proves he can't handle it, right? That's the way I see that. So, all right, guys, that's it. Just want to give you a quick little breakdown and see what Pat McAfee and Dan Orlovsky had to say about Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. They changed their tune real quick when everybody came at Pat going, Bud, you might want to look at the numbers. Caleb ain't been as good as the mainstream media and Sports Center and the highlight reels would suggest, right? You're seeing those big plays. You're seeing him scrambling and making a throw off platform. You're not seeing the fact that he's not even – there's a dozen, 10 or so backup quarterbacks who have a better adjusted completion percentage than Caleb Williams at the moment. If you don't play efficient, you don't play on time. If you don't play on time, that equals playing from behind. If you're playing behind schedule like that, you're going to constantly be punting the ball away or having to go for it on fourth down to try to put points on the board, putting your team back against the wall. So I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about how the Packers pass defense grades out and matches up against the Bears passing offense. If you didn't see that video from earlier, we broke down the running game, the Bears running game against the Packers run defense. You can find that video. I'll have it attached right here on the screen. My name's Clayton. This is PTA. We'll see you guys at 6 p.m. Central for PTA Live. Everybody have a wonderful evening.
Here we go. We're out. Bye, guys.